Two broke men stood outside the same door. 18 months later, one owned a company inside. The other was still standing outside. Both had zero connections. Both had zero money. 18 months later, one was walking into a boardroom to pitch his startup, while the other was still standing on the street. What was the difference? It wasn't talent, and it wasn't luck. Because in moments like this, the smallest decision doesn't just change your night, it changes your entire direction. In the middle of Manhattan, under the bright glow of Fifth Avenue, a young man named Daniel stood outside a luxury hotel. He had a backpack full of business books, a perfectly rehearsed elevator pitch, and a desperate desire to be noticed. That night, the hotel hosted an exclusive event for investors. He wasn't on the list, but he stayed. A security guard noticed him and said, "Go home. This event isn't for you." Daniel nodded, but he didn't leave. A few minutes later, another man arrived. His name was Eric. He wore a simple jacket and looked just as out of place. Daniel nervously checked his phone, adjusting his collar, waiting for a miracle. Eric simply stood near the glass doors, quietly observing the chaos of the event staff. He wasn't waiting to be chosen. He was studying the system. Daniel gripped his notebook and muttered, "They only care about the VIP list. We're wasting our time." Eric didn't look away from the lobby. "Maybe the front door is closed," he replied, "but there's always a back door for someone willing to work." And this is where everything started to change. Instead of forcing the main entrance or begging security, Eric walked toward the bustling registration desk in the lobby. It was chaotic. A stressed event coordinator had just dropped a box of VIP name badges, scattering them across the floor. Guests were getting impatient. Most people would hesitate here, waiting for permission. Eric didn't. Without asking, Eric knelt down, quickly sorted the badges alphabetically, and stood next to the coordinator. "I've got the A through M," he said calmly. The coordinator, too overwhelmed to argue, just nodded. Daniel watched from the cold street, stunned. He had been waiting to be discovered. Eric just went to work. Eric didn't need to sneak past security. By solving a problem, he had legally placed himself exactly where he needed to be. He didn't look important, but in that moment, he became useful. And usefulness opens doors that status never can. Inside the ballroom, the air was thick with money, confidence, and conversation. Daniel finally slipped inside, trailing behind a group of executives. But once reality hit, he froze. He saw a well-known founder. Taking a deep breath, Daniel walked up, interrupted, and handed over his business card. He handed over his business card and got ignored like he didn't even exist. The founder gave a polite nod and turned away. Daniel retreated to a corner, staring at his phone, feeling invisible. A business card without context is just paper. Eric, meanwhile, had finished helping and was invited in by the coordinator. He didn't pitch. He asked questions. He listened. While Daniel tried to be impressive, Eric tried to be useful. Daniel pushed his ideas. Eric took notes. And in rooms like this, the people who listen often learn what others spend years trying to figure out alone. Near the bar, Daniel saw Eric speaking with a top investor. Not pitching, not begging, just talking. The investor laughed, then wrote something on a napkin and handed it to Eric. Later, Eric found Daniel sitting alone. "How are you getting their attention?" Daniel asked. "You don't even have a product."
Eric sat beside him. "I'm not trying to get attention," he said. "I asked what problems they're dealing with right now." He talked for 20 minutes. I just listened. People don't care about your pitch. They care about their problems. If you understand their pain, you don't need permission to belong. And most people miss opportunities, not because they aren't capable, but because they're too busy trying to prove themselves. Daniel sat in silence.
18 months later, both men stood at the same address again. Same city, same street, same door, but completely different lives. Daniel was still reading, still refining, still waiting to feel ready. Eric was walking into the building to present his startup. His product solved the exact problem from that night. He didn't build it overnight. He spent months working quietly, failing privately, improving daily. While one man waited for the perfect moment, the other used the imperfect one. He didn't have more time. He didn't have more talent. He just made a decision earlier and acted on it longer. When Daniel saw him, he said, "So, you really made it?" Eric smiled. "I just stopped wasting the opportunity when it showed up." Most people don't fail because of a lack of opportunity. They fail because opportunity doesn't look like a shortcut. It looks like work. That night, Daniel finally understood. They had the same chance, but one waited and one acted. You don't feel stuck because you lack talent. You feel stuck because you're consuming instead of contributing. You're waiting to be chosen instead of stepping forward. Stop waiting. The world isn't looking for potential. It's looking for people who move. The same door opens for many, but only one walks through with purpose. If you're standing in front of your own opportunity, don't wait until you feel ready. Move. Because opportunity rarely shows up twice, and when it does, it usually doesn't knock loudly. It appears quietly, disguised as effort, discomfort, and uncertainty. Only those who move despite that ever get through the door. If you're done waiting and ready to act, type "move" below.